let's go ahead and take a look at the lights that I bought. So these are, let's see, SP232 and then GESB. That's the ballast type. Here's what they look like. This is the small one. Let's look at a bigger one. So this is the 4-footer. It comes with this shroud here, and I opted for these. They also sell them without this this covering because my ceilings are quite low. They're like 8 feet or so. But here's what's in the box. Basically, all you get is the fixture. There's nothing else in here. There's no mounting hardware. There's no instructions. There's not anything except the shroud itself. So here we are. And then can remove this, and then there's the ballast and the wiring. Now this fluorescent light fixture actually already has a knockout here up top, and I think that's a 3/8, and it's big enough to run basically a single wire in. There's actually another one at the end there, but for light fixtures where there's only one wire coming out, you probably don't even need the ceiling box. You can probably just attach a clamp connector here and run a single wire directly into the light fixture and not have to deal with any of that. But if you're trying to run, you know, 2 or 3, you probably can't run several wires through a single clamp connector. So either way, I have the ceiling boxes installed, and you can make up your own mind what's best for your garage. And I'm gonna start installing this one right now. I'm going to start on the simplest connection here, which is just a single wire coming in. And we'll go up from there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is knock this punch out and put a clamp connector in there. Alright, so clamp connector's on there. We have our grounding nut. Now it's time to attach the grounding wire to the box so that I can run that through as well. I also want to note that I've tightened the cable clamps in the box already. If you have boxes that don't come with pre-installed cable clamps here, you'll have to install them just like I just did the fixture and run your wires through that. Okay, we also need to attach a grounding wire to the fixture here. So I have my grounding wire here. I've removed the stock screw because the size of the fixture one is different. Just gonna remove that, put it on there. Make sure the loop is always in the same direction as your screw tightens, so clockwise. There we go. Make sure my wire is nice and tight around my screw there. There we go, nice and tight. So that's going to be my grounding wire for my fixture. So this one and the one for the ceiling box need to connect, and they need to be attached to the one coming out of the Romex wire, so that everything has a good ground path. Okay, so I'm ready to begin installation here. I obviously want a nice tall step ladder so that you can rest your fixture on there while you're working on this. First thing I'm going to do is flip this thing over. And I know this clamp connector here is centered within this fixture because I already measured it. But there's also knockouts on either end, so depending on what your ceiling configuration looks like, you can use whatever. But basically, I need to feed this wire, come on, through here. And the first thing I need to do is mark the holes on the ceiling. Because this particular fixture is going to run parallel to the joists, I have to use those connectors for the ceiling, for the drywall. So basically I'm just going to put it as straight as I can and mark the holes here. Now I'm simply going to drill the holes into the drywall. So here are my toggle bolts. The way these work, I basically drilled holes in the ceiling here. For these particular ones, I drilled 3/8 inch holes, and basically what you do is you flip them down and then push them up into the ceiling, into the drywall, and then they pop out like that and basically latch onto the drywall. Just make sure you install them the correct way so that they flip open. This is going to be the part that attaches the drywall, so obviously you want to install them in this direction. So you just want to kind of start them a little bit like that, so that there's still some space between the drywall and your fixture, so that you can you know, install the wires and stuff like that. And now I'm going to install my toggle bolts, which is basically just pushing them through. One is in, and 2. So now my fixture is secured, and it's hanging here by the toggle bolts. You don't need to get it super tight, just enough that it's not moving around on you. Okay. There we go. Got my fixture ground and my wire coming out of here. There we go. Good deal, nice and secure. Next I'm going to strip my wires. Alright, I'm ready to attach the grounding wires. So they're stripped relatively evenly here. I'm going to apply a crimp connector to this one. So grounding is complete. Now, next time I do this, I'm actually going to use a twist connector, because it's going to be a pain in the ass taking this back off again with a crimp connector on there. And I certainly don't think it's necessary, but just wanted to show that. Okay, so we're properly grounded. Now the only thing left to is attach the ballast wires, the black and white, to the supply wires. And that's going to be pretty easy. Found these little handy connectors at Home Depot, and I was going to give these a shot. They're sort of little disconnects here for luminaires. And essentially all you do is push these things in. They have one circled black here, the other one's not. So the white just goes into the white connector. You just push it in basically. The black goes into the black, like that. Give it a tug, make sure it's secure, and we're looking good. And then basically just do the same thing to the supply wires and connect them together and you're good to go. Okay, so I've done all my single wire lengths so far, and now I'm ready to move on to the 2. Now these are going to be pretty much just the same within the actual light fixture. The only difference is we're going to connect everything up into the box first and then run a single line out to the actual light fixture. So first thing we need to do, just go ahead and cut this down a little bit. Okay, so we've got our individual conductors here. These are going to attach, this extra wire here is going to be the pigtail that I send to the light fixture. So now we just need to connect black to black, white to white, etc. So we've got 4 grounds here. And what I'm going to attempt to do is twist these up as best I can. Alright, so I've got these twisted together. So for the grounds, I'm going to actually apply a wire nut, and you can use these for any of the wires, but I find the push connectors to be a little bit easier, and I think they're fine for light fixtures. But basically, also the way you want to twist the wires is the same direction that you want to twist that you're going to twist the wire nut to tighten it. So always clockwise. All right, that's all there is to that. So now we're just going to push it into the back there, like so. Now we need to connect our other conductors, and for these, I'm just going to use more push connectors because I find them to be very convenient and easy to use. There we go. You can see they're all fully in there. Now, I'm just going to give them a quick tug here. Make sure they're in there nice and snugly. All right, so we're good to go. Let me go ahead and tuck this up into there. Okay, so once again, connecting all the whites together. Give it a quick tug, make sure nothing's coming out. And finally, my pigtail. All right. Just gonna go ahead and tuck this up there as well. All right, so I have my fixture. I already have my ground wire attached and my cable connector. Now, I found with these fixtures that the holes on either side, I don't know if you can see that, but this is the hole that's pre-drilled and it's offset. So when you, if you use these ones, your fixture tends to twist. So instead, I drilled one right here in the center, and then similarly on the other side in the center. Once again, this is the pre-drilled hole. You can see it's offset from center. So, I'm gonna go ahead and use that instead. Simply marking my holes on my ceiling where I want the flip connectors. So what I'm actually going to do first is just slip some insulation over there a little bit. Just to protect the wires in the connector a little bit. First, we're going to go ahead and attach ground. Alright, so our ground wires are crimped. That's good to go. Now the next thing will be connecting these. And once again, I'm just going to be using these push pin connectors here because they're easy. Once again, black in the black hole. Whoops. White in the non-marked hole. And then same thing for the ballast connectors. Black wire goes in the black marked hole, and the white one goes in the unmarked hole. And then that's it. Give them a quick tug. Make sure they're secure. And we're good to go. Just connect them. And there it is, the overall view. Alright, so we've got all our lights hung. It's a good idea to go back in your crawl space one more time and just make sure that you didn't nick any wires or anything like that.